You work tirelessly, you study, you dedicate yourself, but success always seems like a distant, unattainable horizon. Perhaps you believe you need a stroke of luck, a special talent you've never discovered, or simply to double your effort. This mindset leads us to exhaustion, frustration, and a constant feeling that we are always falling short. But what if the real reason you don't achieve your goals isn't a lack of effort or luck, but rather a fundamentally flawed belief about how success works? What if everything you've been pursuing until now is pushing you away from what you truly desire? Many of us were taught that success is a battle, a race where the luckiest or the most talented win. In decades of study and practice, realized a much deeper truth. Success is not something you desperately chase, but rather something you attract. This attraction doesn't come from external factors, but from the person you become. By internalizing and applying this master principle, that success is attracted by your essence and not hunted, you unlock a path to radical transformation in your career, finances, and relationships. Prepare to discover the fundamental law that governs achievement and to forge within yourself the identity of someone who naturally attracts accomplishments. How many times have you felt like a boat adrift in an ocean of hard work, rowing with all your might yet going nowhere? The feeling is one of powerlessness, isn't it? This frustration you feel is a reflection of a limiting belief, an outdated map we were taught to follow from an early age. We were programmed to believe that success is a mountain to be climbed at any cost, a reward for the fittest, the most fortunate, or simply the most exhausted. This mindset, ingrained in our culture, pushes us into an endless race against time, against others, and worst of all, against ourselves. Think of your pursuit of success as a hunter in a dense jungle. You have a spear sharp and ready, and you set out in search of your prey, success. You run, trip over roots, get scratched by thorns, your energy drains, but the prey often escapes or you get lost along the way. This is the metaphor of the chase. You are focused on what you want, but the energy you expend is reactive, desperate, and usually pushes you further from your goal. The psychology behind this is simple. When you anxiously chase something, you emanate an energy of scarcity, of need. And the universe or life responds to that energy, reinforcing the feeling that it is out of your reach. You become more worried about not failing than about succeeding. This internal pressure creates a vicious cycle of self-sabotage. Innate talent, luck, hard work. These are all ingredients that seem essential, but they are like loose pieces of a puzzle. You can have the brightest piece, but if you don't know where it fits, it doesn't complete the full picture. Most people cling to these individual pieces, hoping they will by themselves create the path to fulfillment. But what happens? Burnout. You work so hard, you dedicate your body and soul, but the reward always seems proportional to your suffering, not your achievement. You feel like a hamster on a wheel, running, but staying in the same place, feeling increasingly tired and discouraged. The feeling that success is a privilege of a few or a random destiny sets in, and with it comes stagnation. You stop trying, or you resign yourself to a life of almost there, of unfulfilled potential. But this doesn't have to be your story. What if the secret to attracting success instead of chasing it lies in an internal transformation you have yet to explore? The key to breaking out of this cycle of frustration lies in understanding the master principle that governs the attraction of success. Success is not something you pursue, but something you attract by the person you become. This means that instead of relentlessly focusing on doing more, we need to focus on being more. The change starts from the inside out. The first practical and fundamental step to applying this law is the development of your value mindset. Think about it. If you don't see yourself as someone who deserves and is capable of attracting success, how could the universe send it your way? A value mindset is the unwavering belief in your own potential, in your ability to create, to solve problems, and to add value to others. It's the self-confidence that isn't arrogance, but a fair recognition of your skills and your purpose. The lack of this value mindset is the root of many problems. If you believe you're not good enough, that you don't deserve a higher salary, a promotion, or a prosperous relationship, your actions will reflect this limiting belief. You'll hesitate to apply for that dream job for fear of rejection. You'll accept jobs that pay you less than you're worth because you don't feel deserving. Or you'll create unconscious barriers in your relationships because you think you're not worthy of love and respect. This self-sabotage is one of the greatest enemies of success. You are, in fact, emitting a signal of scarcity and devaluation, and attracting exactly that back into your life. It's like trying to fill a leaky bucket. No matter how hard you try, the water will escape. On the other hand, when you start to actively cultivate your value mindset, things change impressively. Start small. List your past achievements, no matter how small they seem. Acknowledge your talents and skills, even those you consider mundane. Every day, dedicate a few minutes to reinforcing the idea that you are capable and deserving. Read inspiring books, listen to motivational podcasts, associate with people who lift you up and encourage you. By doing this, you begin to reprogram your subconscious. Applying this principle starts to generate tangible changes. Suddenly, you feel more confident presenting your ideas at work. You start negotiating your salary with more firmness because you know your work is worth more. You open yourself up to new opportunities with less fear because you believe in your ability to handle challenges. The energy you emanate changes from desperation to confidence, from scarcity to abundance. This new frequency attracts people, opportunities, and resources that once seemed unattainable. It's a ripple effect. Your new value mindset empowers you to have new attitudes, and these new attitudes create new results. You stop being a desperate hunter and become a magnet for success. The transformation isn't magic. It's a logical and intentional process of becoming the person who naturally attracts what they desire. If you understand that success is attracted by the person you become, and you've already started to cultivate a value mindset, the next step is to understand the transformative power of focused, intentional action. It's not enough to just believe in your worth. It's crucial to channel this new confidence into strategic moves that bring you closer to your goals. The value mindset, as we've seen, is the engine. Intentional action is the fuel that moves the vehicle. Without it, self-belief remains stagnant, with no practical application, no visible results. Many people get lost here. They feel good about themselves. They believe they are capable, but when it's time to act, they retreat. The excuses arise. I don't have enough time. I need more information. It's too risky right now. Maybe tomorrow will be a better day. These are the traps of inertia, the justifications that keep us stuck in mediocrity. You say you don't have time, but you spend hours on social media. You say you need more information, but you already have enough data to start. You say it's risky, but the biggest gamble is to stay where you are without growing. Intentional action is not about being impulsive. It's about being deliberate and focused. It's about identifying the most important step you can take now, even if it's small, and taking it with all your conviction. Think of an Olympic athlete. They don't win a gold medal just by believing they are a good athlete. They spend countless hours training, honing their technique, pushing their limits day after day with relentless focus. Each training session is an intentional action designed to bring them closer to their goal. Similarly, to attract success, you need to set clear goals and map out a plan of action. What are the concrete steps you need to take to advance in your career? What skills do you need to develop? What connections do you need to make? What projects do you need to start? The fundamental difference between random action and intentional action is purpose. Random action is done without a clear destination in mind, often reacting to external stimuli. Intentional action, on the other hand, is proactive, targeted, and aligned with your long-term goals. It requires discipline, clarity, and an unwavering will to move forward, even in the face of obstacles. When you combine a value mindset, the belief in your worthiness and capability, with focused, intentional action, you create a powerful force of attraction. You become the person who not only believes they can achieve success, but is actively building the path to it. This combination is what transforms potential into reality, dreams into achievement. You cease to be a spectator in your own life and become the architect of your destiny. Now let's materialize this powerful law of success into something tangible in a crucial area of your life, your finances. How many times have you looked at your bank statement with a tightness in your chest, wishing there were more, feeling that money is something that always slips through your fingers, no matter how much you earn? This frustration isn't a sign of bad luck or a sealed financial fate. It is, most of the time, the direct manifestation of a scarcity mindset and a lack of intentional action regarding your money. You are, in essence, chasing money, and like a frightened bird, it flies away. But if we change the perspective, the game transforms completely. Remember, financial success, like any other, is attracted by the person you become. This means that to have more money, you need to become a person who attracts money. How do we do that? By starting with a value mindset. Do you see yourself as someone who deserves prosperity? Do you believe you are capable of managing resources effectively and multiplying them? If the answer is hesitant, there is the first door that needs to be opened. Work on that internal belief. Recognize your value, not just for what you earn, but for what you are capable of creating and contributing. This self-worth is reflected in how you handle your money. Next, we apply focused, intentional action. It's no use just wanting to be rich. You have to act like someone who is building wealth. This means stopping the chase for money and starting to consistently create value. If you have a job, how can you add more value to justify a raise or promotion? If you're an entrepreneur, how can you innovate and better serve your customers to expand your earnings? Intentional action here is setting clear financial goals. Not just I want to be rich, but I want to save X per month. I want to invest Y in stocks. I want to create a passive income stream of Z. It's researching, learning about investments, planning your budget with discipline, and crucially, investing in yourself, in new skills, in financial education, to become a person with greater wealth-generating potential. The consequences of not applying these principles are disastrous. Persisting in a chase mindset and financial inertia leads to growing debt. The inability to achieve dreams, a home of your own, a trip, your children's education, and constant anxiety about the future. You live in survival mode, always worried about paying the bills without ever having the freedom to thrive. Life becomes a constant struggle, and the feeling of being trapped intensifies. It's a prison you build for yourself, brick by brick, with every thought of scarcity and every postponed action. On the other hand, by becoming a person who attracts prosperity, cultivating your value mindset and acting intentionally towards abundance, you create a virtuous cycle. Money starts to flow in unexpected ways. Your financial decisions become more sound. You attract investment opportunities, profitable partnerships, and a more robust income stream. Anxiety gives way to confidence. Scarcity is replaced by abundance. This isn't magic, but a realignment with the principles that govern attraction. You transform from a money chaser into a wealth creator, naturally attracting prosperity into your life. The choice is yours, to keep chasing or to become that which attracts. The journey we have taken so far has led us to a profound understanding. Success is not a hunt, but an attraction. And this attraction emanates from the person you become. Now it's time to take a qualitative leap, to dive into the essence of this transformation. It's not just about acquiring new skills or adopting a set of practices, but about a metamorphosis of character, a fundamental redefinition of who you are at your deepest core. The who you need to become transcends the sum of your actions. It resides in your identity, your soul, your being. You need to become an individual who operates from a place of intrinsic abundance, regardless of external circumstances. Most of us live with a scarcity mindset, a subconscious belief that resources, time, money, opportunities are limited and that we need to fight for a slice. This belief makes us reactive, fearful, and prone to destructive competition. To attract success genuinely and sustainably, you need to internalize the truth that the universe is infinitely generous and that there is enough for everyone. This is not a belief based on blind optimism, but on a deeper understanding of the law of attraction and the fundamental nature of reality. By becoming this person of intrinsic abundance, you begin to see the world differently. Failure ceases to be a catastrophe and becomes valuable feedback, an opportunity for learning and adjustment. Competition transforms into collaboration. You realize that others' success does not diminish your own, but can in fact inspire and enrich your own journey. Gratitude becomes your natural state, not as a reward for what you have, but as a recognition of the beauty and opportunity inherent in every moment. This internal shift is the cornerstone for attracting success that is not just superficial, but deeply satisfying and aligned with your life's purpose. The next facet of this transforming identity is to become a channel of value. You don't attract success just by wanting more, but by giving more. The value you offer to the world determines the level of success you can attract. This goes beyond just offering a product or service. It means embodying qualities like integrity, compassion, creativity, and excellence in everything you do. It means being genuinely interested in solving problems, in improving people's lives, in contributing to something bigger than yourself. When you dedicate yourself to being a channel of value, financial success, meaningful connections, and incredible opportunities are no longer pursued. They flow naturally to you as a reflection of the good you radiate. You become a beacon, attracting those who seek the light you emanate. True fulfillment lies in becoming the source, not a mere recipient. The journey we've walked together in this space has revealed a truth that, once understood, transcends the mere pursuit of material achievements or external recognition. Success, in its purest and most enduring essence, is not a goal to be tirelessly hunted, nor a prize awarded to those with the greatest luck or innate talent. It is, fundamentally, a reflection of internal alchemy, a cosmic dance between being and the universe, where you become the magnet for what you wish to manifest in your reality. The widespread belief that we must chase, fight, and exhaust ourselves to reach our goals is the mirage that traps millions in cycles of frustration and stagnation. Awaken to the fact that the true source of success lies in the profound and unshakable transformation of your own identity. By cultivating a mindset of unconditional value, by recognizing yourself as deserving and capable of creating and attracting abundance, you rewrite the script of your existence. This self-worth is not an act of arrogance, but the sacred recognition of the limitless potential that resides within your core, the divine spark that longs to fully express itself in the world. When you become the person who naturally attracts success, your relationships flourish, your finances expand organically, and your career soars to unimaginable heights. This happens because you stop emitting signals of scarcity and need, and instead begin to radiate a frequency of sufficiency, creative power, and generosity. Intentional action, fueled by this new identity, becomes a powerful flow, not an arduous struggle. You no longer do things to be successful. You are success in action. You become an architect of your own reality, shaping it with clarity of purpose, resilience in the face of challenges, and the wisdom of one who understands that the universe conspires in favor of those who align with their own truth. Total responsibility is the invitation to embrace this mastery over your life, to recognize that every thought, every belief, every action shapes the destiny you attract. Stop blaming circumstances, people, or bad luck. Take the reins of your being. This is not just an invitation to change your actions, but for an inner revolution, an ascension to your highest expression. Life is a mirror, and what you see reflected in your external circumstances is a faithful echo of the person you have become internally. Therefore, rise up. Become the brightest, most valuable, and most abundant version of yourself. Embrace the radical responsibility of your creation and enjoy the wonder that will unfold before you. Don't chase, attract. Don't beg, deserve. You are the creator.